Hey, call me Shape. And today I'm reacting to a video titled, Women Over 40 Feel the Pain as Men Run Away. Let's get right into it.
Dating over 40 is really, really hard, especially when you get on apps and there's catfish and cheaters and the like. So a friend of mine on TikTok suggested that I make TikTok my dating profile. So why not? So here goes. Single mom, 2 kids, 44, business owner, monster dog. Here he is being lazy. I live in Cincinnati, Ohio. And so if you are around the same age, within an hour driving distance, and also have to have kids. I do not date men that do not have children. I don't care the age as long as you know what parenting is. So I guess I'm going to start a series on who I am and what I'm looking for. And let's see if TikTok is better than the dating apps. What else do I have to lose? I might be an idiot, but it is what it is.
I don't think you should say might. I would say definitely, respectfully. Definitely an idiot, respectfully. And the reason why is because it's the same people no matter what app you go to. I don't know if people think there's only an app for TikTokers, there's an app for Instagrammers, there's an app for YouTubers, there's an app for Hingers. It's different apps with the same people, and generally people have multiple apps on their phone, not just one. And so if you're having trouble with men on one app, you're probably gonna have trouble with men on all apps. Like me personally, on dating apps, I do very well, but I'm also not a woman over 40, okay? Anyway, here's another woman that's talking about dating over 40 and its challenges. Let's listen to what she has to say.
Here are the top 5 things I've learned about dating after 40. Number 1, men still play games at this age. Emotional maturity is not guaranteed at any age. Number 2, your standards are valid. You're not picky, you just know what you want. Number 3, chemistry is fun, but compatibility is everything. When passion fades, you want a foundation. Number 4, it's okay to walk away quickly. Red flags don't get a second chance. Number 5, being single is better than being in any wrong relationship. Peace is more valuable than drama. Learn from me so you don't have to learn the hard way. Here are the top 5.
If we learn from you, we're going to learn the hard way because you didn't give any good advice. All you just said is that you got more complaints on top of more complaints on top of more complaints. It's funny to me that women have 2 choices, being single or being in a bad relationship. Somehow, I don't feel like those are the 2 only options, but for a lot of women, those are their only options. Either if they're in a relationship, it sucks. If they're not in a relationship, it still sucks, but at least they're not in a bad relationship. Make it make sense. But if you don't need men, right, I guess you don't need a relationship. But some reason they still come online looking for relationships. Please help me understand. I guess we won't understand. But we have more women complaining about dating over 40. Now, here's the thing, right? If so many people are doing it, there has to be some kind of consensus somewhere. Maybe there's an issue somewhere. Maybe it is something that we need to start looking inwards. But again, a lot of women don't look inward. They look outward. So let's listen to what she has to say and we'll respond.
So I went out on a date with this guy last night, and he shared with me that he's married. And not only is he married, but they have 5 kids. But 4 of them are grown, so there's that. But one is only 10 years old, and she and his wife live in a homeless shelter. And he can't contact them because he doesn't have their contact information and the family won't give it to him. So I think it's a DV situation and his wife is actually hiding from him. So I say all this to, one, ask that married people to, consider not dating, to please stay out of the dating pool and let us singles float around in it. And 2, I see a lot of times, don't meet anybody on dating apps, all this kind of stuff. I didn't actually meet him on a dating app. I met him in person. So the quality of person is not guaranteed by how you meet them. So you could meet somebody just as crappy on a dating app or in real life.
The first lady didn't seem to get that idea, but I agree with her. You can meet crappy people in person. But just look at the tattoos on this older woman. It's just so weird. You're 40 years old, over 40. You got full sleeves. Red flag. Red flag. Flag on the play. Okay? Stay away. Stay away. Stay away. Hey, listen up, Safe Squad. Are you tired of being ignored by women? Well, download my free ebook, Be Attractive and Shut Up. It's going to teach you how to master attraction, build unshakable confidence, and win with women without words. Because chances are you're not ugly, you just talk too damn much. So download my free ebook, Be Attractive and Shut Up, and take control of your dating life right now. Now let's get right back to the content. But here's what I have to say about this. I agree with her. You know, there's all types of stuff floating in the dating pool. Okay, what's floating in the dating pool? Let's see. Turds. Okay, urine. And old women with tattoos. What is going on here? Look, it's not exciting to be over 40 and date in these times. This is why I think for a lot of people, they should look at these videos. They should look at my videos, right? Because my videos, I'm kind of like a journalist of older people dating. And the consensus I find is it's better off to have your life figured out by 40 as a woman, so you're already married and have kids in a relationship that you want to be in long term. Because trying to find something long term, it's going to be hard. It's going to be nearly impossible, okay? And men over 40, if they're valuable, they got a lot of options. They could date women that are younger, okay? And I'm going to make an argument for why men want women younger than 40, but I'm actually going to use a girl to do it. Yeah, I know. Just bear with me. It's going to make sense, okay? So here's a girl here who's not exactly 40, but she's making complaints about older men that are over 40. I thought this was very, very interesting. Let's listen to what she has to say, and we'll respond.
Okay, this video is for all those guys out there that are posting these videos saying that it's impossible to date after your 40s. Every girl refuses, blah, 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 all this BS. Sir, I'm going to tell you why women refuse this, okay? It's not because you're bad looking or anything like that. It doesn't have to do with your looks or anything like that. It really has to do with your age. It really, really does. You're not wrong about that. It has to do with your age. Why? Because let's say you're 45, 46, whatever, 42, whatever. In 10 years, you're going to be like 50 something. That's the way we see it. Or at least that's the way I see it. I'm like, dude, this guy's going to be fucking 50 something in 10 years. Like, yeah, no. You don't really get to know a person that good. Not even within the 5-year mark. Like, you're barely getting to know somebody. You're really getting to, like, you know, really know someone. What the hell am I going to do in 10 years? By then you'll be like, you're almost hitting your 60s. Yeah, no. That's why we refuse. So yes, it is a red flag for us. If you're in your mid 40s, like 45, 46, like, dude, like, okay, like, you must be a problem. You must be the problem. I understand if you're single right now and you're in your 30s. Okay, cool. You're still trying to figure it out, right? You're trying to find that one. You're in your mid 40s already, bro. That's a red flag. For women too. For women too. Not just men, for women too. If you're a woman out there and you're in your mid 40s and you're single, yeah, something's wrong with you too. It's not just guys. Because ain't no man gonna be wanting no girl that's in their mid 40s and is still single. Yeah, what the hell am I gonna do with you for 10 years? It's the same thing. Same thing with the guy. That's how we feel. So this is why, man, like, you guys need to, like, settle down, like, in your 30s. Find somebody that you can last with this whole time. Stick with that person. That's what you guys in your mid 40s, you guys should have thought about that 10 years ago. And you should have settled down then and made it work with that person then, whoever it is that you guys were with. You know what I mean? Like now it's like, you're good luck. Like, you're not really gonna fucking find anything out here besides a hookup. You know what I mean? So there it is, guys. That's the honest truth.
It's funny to me because, you know, she's saying the quiet part out loud, okay? And I actually didn't watch the entire video. I didn't know she was going to come for women too, okay? She was like, and you women too, okay? Now, if I had to guess, she's in her early 20s, maybe 23, 24. She's Mexican. Because chances are, if she's 40, she would not look this youthful, okay? She looks pretty youthful. And Hispanic women, they age decently, respectfully. but they don't like this in their 40s, okay? Even J-Lo doesn't like this in her 40s, okay? And the funny part about this is that if girls would just take the time to admit that there's a difference, like she's like an equality, all equal, it's all equal, people in their 40s. It's just like when you're really young, like that's what I'm thinking, she's in her 20s. When you're really young, you just think 30 is super old, 40 is like grandpa, 50 is like you're dead. You're just finished, right? So, but one of the things I want to point out that she said I thought was very telling about how the female mind works. She says 5 years is not enough time to get to know somebody. 5 years? It takes more than 5 years to get to know somebody. This is why women are horrible daters and they drag their feet. Because even women in their 40s and early 20s, they need so much time to date somebody. Because they're so bad at valuing something. It's like if I put a used car in front of a woman, she needs 5 years with a used car to determine its value. A man, you literally give him 30 seconds, he can determine the value of a used car, right? Or like, let's just say like one of my subscribers compares, and it's not me personally, but he compares older women, like women over 40, to like used underwear, right? How long would it take you to value or estimate the value of used underwear? It shouldn't take you 5 years. But women, it takes them forever. Men, we can figure out right away, okay? And this is our value, and this is why men and women, we need to team up with each other because we're not really better off by ourselves. We're complementary, okay? If God needed just men in the world, he would have never made Eve, okay? He made Eve to balance out Adam. It wasn't just like, all right, I made Adam and we're just going to have a bunch of Adams. He made Eve to balance us out. But we already were strong enough to take on the world by ourselves. That's why we came first. Like he made all the animals, he made all the birds, he made the land, he made the terrain. And then he made Adam, and Adam was designed to dominate everything. And then Eve is kind of like the person we got to look after as we're dominating the world. Anyway, here's another video of a girl describing how hard it is to date in their 40s. Let's listen to what she has to say, and we will respond.
So the other night I went on a date with a guy who, to me, in hindsight, had some narcissistic tendencies and narcissistic traits. We met 1 week prior, and then the next week we went out and we had a great date. You know, he's a very handsome, well-dressed guy, 6'3", handsome, great job. He's he works in tech and cybersecurity, like really high-level position. But the entire night that we were on the date, he kept making these declarations, just like the first night that we met, about how he wanted to be my man and how he wanted us to be a couple. So here's why this is a turnoff for me. There's no way that you're meeting anybody at our big age. Now, if we were in our 20s, maybe. But at this big age, no one's meeting anybody and determining that you want to be in a relationship with them the same night. So to me, it's giving bullshit vibes. So I can't even really enjoy you the way that I want to enjoy you because you're not being authentic, right? So why am I saying this? I'm saying this because I'm trying to get a perspective on this, right? At our big age, over 40, right? Because this is TikTok over 40. Those of us who are still dating, gentlemen, when you're making these grand declarations, is it because you think this is going to entice me to be like, oh, well, he said we're going to be a couple. I'm going to do more with him tonight than I would another night. What is the point behind that? Why are you doing that? Like, what is it that you're trying to get to? What is the strategy? Because I'm very confused with it. To me, it felt like, because again, the very first night we met, this is the same thing. And then the next week when we went on a date, the same thing, right? I'm confused. Like, what is that strategy? Is it, let me try to pull the wool over your eyes to see how far you'll go? Like, what is that strategy? Because here's the thing, what could be a really good anything, friendship, situationship, maybe relationship, I mean, whatever it could be, is all the way already going out the door because you're giving me these BS vibes that don't need to be there. Why make these declarations? Why not just be on the date?
And this is how women self-sabotage themselves. They do, because they don't understand men and women are different. I actually just explained this earlier. Men were better at evaluating things faster. Women, then, it takes them a lot of time. They need months and months and months. And this is why when a woman is a single mom, what really happened was she spent months and months with a guy, still didn't know who the hell he was, became a single mom, well, dated him, had his kid, and then something goes wrong. Like, oh my God, I should spend more time with him. You already spent a lot of time with him, and you still didn't realize he was a bum. But men, we know right away. Men are the only ones that fall in love at first sight. This guy is 6'3". I'm assuming he's black. He could be something else. I don't know. He has a good job. He works in tech. He's handsome. She calls him a narcissist. She didn't provide any evidence to how he is a narcissist, because narcissism is just a word that women just throw around these days with a man that's attractive. Oh, if you're attractive, narcissist. Oh, you're full of yourself. You're attractive. You're a narcissist. When narcissism really is having no empathy. Now, hey, look, you actually have no empathy, because the reality of it is you don't understand men. You're 40 years old and you still don't understand men. You don't understand men fall in love at first sight. If a guy's telling you he can see himself in a relationship with you, what he's saying is, I'm very attractive. That's what it means. I'm very attractive to you. I am very attracted to you. I have no problem telling people you're my girl. But since this girl is so clueless and she's a dodo brain, she's going to stop talking to this guy because he actually not being a real narcissist. A real narcissist would never tell you, I'm going to fall in love with you. I think we could be together. A real narcissist will have you, he'll dangle the carrot and have you chase him and give you false hope, not give you anything certain. A real narcissist is a playboy, is a sociopath, you know what I'm saying, that's going to just string you along forever and forever by guaranteeing you nothing. Because he didn't care the social angst you're going to go through, right? He didn't care about that. So I'm saying this to say that women, stop thinking y'all know everything. Stop trying to determine how the world is through your lens and think that everyone looks at the world the way you do. We don't look at the world the way you do. We're not women. We don't get our cheeks clapped. We don't having even our sexual experience. You're being invaded. We're doing the invasion. It's not the same. It's just not, and I just don't understand why women, for the life of me, still think that men think exactly like they do. We don't think anything like you. Yes, for you, falling in love right away, saying you want to be with someone right away, that's desperate for a girl. But for a guy, that's actually saying, I have high interest. And women just have no idea when a guy has high interest. This girl's probably so used to men playing her out, and she's so traumatized. And this is why women over 40, in many ways, is a red flag for any guy that has value, because you're going to deal with this. Girls who are going to self-sabotage themselves. I've seen this over and over again with girls over 30. I can only imagine with girls over 40. And that's why I won't do it. I won't deal with these traumatized women who need all these mental gymnastics and explanations to figure something out, instead of assuming to yourself you don't know anything. Just assume you don't know. Oh, I don't know about this. This is interesting. Can you explain it? Why don't you just ask him? Why don't you ask him clarifying questions? Why do you automatically assume it's manipulation? I know why. Because women are used to manipulating, so she's assuming that you're manipulating as well. And she's also assuming that she can't be desired at that level that he's suggesting that she is. It's low self-esteem. It's insecurity. And this is why it's impossible, and women over 40 are doomed. Anyway, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Channel's blowing up. I appreciate you guys. Check out some of my other videos, and I'll see y'all over there.